Overwatch Apex Season 2, energized by Hot 6 Round Robin. Today's matchup, Conbox Spirit, Cloud9.
Hello and welcome to Overwatch Apex Season 2, energized by Hot 6. I am Doe. With me is Wolf today. Monte Cristo is still in limbo, unable to cast, but he'll be back in a bit anyway. But Wolf, how you doing, man? You excited to cast some Overwatch?
I very much am. I got to cast the promotions with Achilio, so now I'm here casting Apex with you. It's been a long time since we've cast together, but I'm very excited to do so on this great stage with such great teams today. We're going to have two foreign teams participating, of course, in Cloud9 and Fnatic. And both these teams did reach the semifinals of MLG Vegas, so yeah, they're top-tier Western teams. They're going to compete with some of the best here in Korea.
Yeah, it's really exciting, and we get to see sort of two revamped Korean teams in Conbox Spirit, formerly known as Conbox T6. If you guys are familiar with League of Legends and familiar with the very famous player Gamsu, swapped over to Overwatch. This is his team. They made it. They were third in their group last season, couldn't quite make it to the playoffs. They had a tough group, though. They had Lunatic high in that group. They had Envious, too. It was not an easy time for those guys. So we're going to have to see if they can do a little bit better today. They've made some swaps, but like you said, they're going up against Cloud9, powerhouse team from the West. They just added Gods, so now this team has Surefour, Mendukusai, and Gods. Like, that's a pretty powerful combo.
It's a strong roster. I think this is a really cool testing ground for Cloud9 right now because I feel like for many, going into the birth of Overwatch as an esports, people look towards Cloud9 as kind of the face of America, but Envious has been historically more successful. And the big question right now is, yes, we know how well Envious can do against Korean teams. The answer is very well, defending champions and all that. But how will the rest of the West do when now they're facing off against Korean teams that aren't even necessarily the best? How much has Korea leveled up since last season? Because, there's rumors and whispers after Apex Season 1. A lot of these teams were kind of in the background, changing rosters, improving a lot. Where are they? Where do they stand now going from Season 1 into Season 2?
Yeah, that's a big question. And I mean, talking about the meta as well, Korea's never been content to just kind of like go with the flow. Like you saw in North America and Europe kind of taken over by this quad tank meta. That never really happened here in Korea. They did a lot of triple tank, but there was still plenty of 2-2-2, still plenty of DPSing. Once in a while you get the triple DPS, but not really so much the quad tank. So I feel like the Western teams that are coming here are maybe going to have to adapt to a little bit more diving, a little bit more aggression that they're used to. And we heard Envious say that after their match on Tuesday too. So
I think it's also
ball game.
Yeah, I think it's also important to note that today we're playing still on the current patch, the new patch with the Roadhog changes, the Diva changes, etc. The Sombra change, the hack time.
Hey,
that patch is not
gonna
like,
be nice.
Hey, it could maybe possibly potentially. Theoretically, make a big difference maker, stronger in the meta, but that patch is not live today, so keep that in mind. We'll be released soon, but
sadly,
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that patch. Actually, I personally really like all the changes in the patches right now. Even though I play a lot of Roadhog and it's fun, like getting the crazy hooks and all that. Even I have to admit, it maybe isn't the most fair thing if you hook someone and they get pulled through like 2 brick walls and the ocean and another continent to get to you. Maybe that's something that needs adjusting.
One time I was playing Lijiang Tower and I got hooked into an Ilios game. I don't know how it happened, but
See? Roadhog's just cool. Like hashtag just Roadhog things, man. That's what happened. But on the PTR right now, it's much more reasonable. Like his hook acts like you would expect it to. You hook someone, you pull towards him. That break line of sight, hook breaks too. Makes a lot more sense.
It's just more consistent overall.
Yeah.
But not today. Today we could have some crazy moments.
It could be insane today. But speaking of insane, 200 million won being earned by our pro players here, as well as that fight money each match. $1 million won up for grabs. It's about, what would we say, like 800, 850 US dollars right now. Yeah, 20% of that goes to the not winner. 80% goes to the winner. We can call them the loser, I suppose.
That's
too.
right. Yes, we can here at this tournament.
They're
And
losers.
this is not Dr. Evil money, as you said. The 1 million is about 850 USD, and the 200,000 probably maybe 160-ish or so, 170,000 USD. So the winner making a lot of cash here in this tournament. Of course, the prestige of winning an OGN tournament. Of course, if you're an Overwatch fan, you might not know that OGN has been running tournaments for over a decade in all the popular esports, really kind of starting esports here with Brood War. So there's a lot of prestige here on the line. Our format starting off in the group stage, round of 16, just like last season. Top 2 will advance to our quarterfinals. We're going to have that dual tournament format going into the semis and then the grand final. So everything you'd expect to see. But we don't play the groups out in one day. We see one part of each group every week.
Yeah, that's right. We saw 2 really good matches on Tuesday. Man, like the matches on Tuesday, the first one went the distance. Envious really was challenged by MVP Infinity, actually, something that Achilleos and I definitely weren't expecting. You casted the promotions
That's
with Achilleos.
right.
They looked okay in promotions, but they didn't look that good. That was kind of a shock,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
they definitely looked like they were a team that had potential, and they switched the roster up a little bit. Unfortunately, we lost Flash. I was a big fan of him in his emotional interview, but losing Flash may have been a good thing for them, as they did really put the hurt on to Envious. There's a lot more to that series, of course, with Envious not having that much time to prepare.
That too, yeah.
Here's our format, by the way. The round-robin system that we're going to have here has 5 maps. These are best of 5s, and they're going to go Control, Assault, Escort, Hybrid into the Assault, and then Escort, and then another Hybrid for the 5th map. And here's our groups.
Yep, that's right. Group A, of course. We saw that match between MVP and Infinity and Envious on Tuesday. We also saw Luxury Watch Blue taking on Misfit, which was another fairly close match. It was a narrow 3-1 victory. Exciting stuff. So today, Group C and D, Conbox Spirit going up against Cloud9, and then Kongdu Panthera taking on Fnatic. So, like you said, 2 semifinal teams from MLG Vegas. It's fun to see them in Korea.
Yeah.
And Kongdu Panthera, a team, again, that took 3rd place in their group in Season 1. And a team that, kind of was hot late in the tournament, but, could have done better. I don't think they were happy with their results at all. They made some roster changes, swapped out half their team, and here they are again today. We'll see how they do.
When you look at this list of teams, you can already see how much the Korean scene has developed. The Western scene especially as well, if you look at your bottom row of each group. But every single team in this league is an organization of some kind and has some sort of backing. So that is really cool to see. We're starting things off, of course, tonight with Conbox Spirit versus Cloud9. Our second match of the night will be the match with Fnatic going up against Kongdu Panthera, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
So these are matches from Group C and Group D. So if you want to follow along the standings, definitely look that up on Liquipedia and keep up with where these teams are. We're just starting this tournament. We're at day 2.
I would have to say, in terms of predictions for matches today, I think today is going to be a little bit more one-sided than it was Tuesday. I think Cloud9 and Fnatic are going to be able to win their matches probably pretty easily. I'm expecting maybe 3-1 for both match, but there is that factor where we haven't seen these Korean teams play for a while. There have been roster changes.
Our daddy, Surefour.
Mendo is love. Sure, senpai.
Baby Rage down there as well.
Tim, man, Twitch chat big in Korea these days, I guess.
Yeah, Twitch get more popular in Korea these days.
It is.
Saying Gamsu's real cute down there is that sign on the right. But, these teams, the Korean fans, of course, watch the overseas tournaments as well. They do have, these Western teams do have fans in Korea because they don't play in Korea all the time, except perhaps when they're invited. The Korean fans watch international events as well, so it's cool to see that, here in the studio. I do agree with your statements on the predictions. I think it should be 3-1 in terms of the Western teams taking it. But that's what we're here to see today. If our expectations are wrong, perhaps these teams are underperforming, or maybe the Korean scene is leveling up super hard right now like everyone's expecting. That's the rumor, that's the whispers.
I mean, if you look at the way the promotion matches looked, and those weren't Korean teams playing against Western teams, but if you look at the level of play we saw in the promotions, just the team cohesion, the ult usage, the comboing that was done, I think absolutely those teams looked better than some of the play we saw in Apex Season 1. So I think absolutely we're going to have much more high-quality games this season in general. I don't think we're going to have teams like MVP Space or Mighty Storm last season that just got kind of completely crushed. I don't think that's going to quite happen this season. It should be a lot more competitive, and Tuesday's matches certainly seem to kind of indicate that.
I would have to agree. I mean, it's definitely leveling up is going to happen across the world. Historically speaking, Western teams, do well at the beginning of an esport, then Korea eventually catches up. But in this case, I feel like Korea has not really gotten the dominance that people would expected they would have had by this time in Overwatch's esport life. Yes, it's still new. They did win the World Cup. Well, there's a lot of asterisks for that. But NVS is still dominating. These Western teams are also improving, and it's exciting to see if we are going to see more than one Western team in the semis. Could we see a Western versus Western team finals? Those possibilities are still out there.
It's possible, but I think if you look at some of the teams, especially like Luxury Watch Blue, they just crushed everybody at IEM Gyeonggi. They were Luxury Watch Red then, but it was the same players. And let's take a look at Conbox Spirit.
저는 콤박스 스플릿의 메인 딜러를 담당하고 있는 리즈 선수라고 합니다. 저희가 시즌 1 때는 16강에서 8강 가기 전에 떨어졌지만 이번에 팀이 리빌딩 되면서 더 강력해졌거든요. 이번에 트와일라이트 선수가 들어왔고요. BK 줌바 선수가 빠지면서 명훈 선수가 탱커로 전향을 하고 새로운 딜러인 슬리피베어 선수가 들어왔습니다. 전체적으로 요즘 3탱의 솔저 메타에서 그거를 주로 쓰고 있고 특이한 전략도 많이 쓰고 있고 그런 걸 다 트와일라이트 선수가 다 내렸거든요. 무더로 포텐셜 있는 그런 선수라고 생각합니다. 무더도 좋고 전략 짜는 것도 특출나서 팀에 좋은 분위기 메이커가 될 것 같습니다. 전에는 줌바 선수의 캐리형으로 갔으면 이번에는 팀 전체가 분위기도 좋고 다들 호흡 맞추는 것도 훨씬 좋아졌거든요. 적어도 4강까지는 가지 않을까 생각을 합니다. 팀 전체가 브리핑을 하느라 가끔 브리핑이 안 들릴 때가 있어요. 그 정도로 팀 분위기가 전체적으로 다 좋아요. 오히려 더 세졌다고 생각을 합니다. 이번에 저희가 처음에 만나는 팀이 클라우드9인데 그 팀의 캐나다 대표 딜러 출신의 슈어포 선수를 제가 짓밟겠습니다.
Wow, big words from Liz on Conbox T6. I'm going to shut down Surefour. Well, that might be a tough call, but Conbox T6 certainly did have some talent last season. Liz was one of them. Of course, like they mentioned in the video, Wolf, losing Zunba really hurts this team. He was a fantastic Zarya player. He went over to Cloud9, and there, of course, is Gamsu, sort of the instigator of this team being formed in the first place. And it'll be interesting to see how Sleepy Bear does. Myung-hoon, pretty good Genji player, I thought, so interesting to see him move over to tank.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's listed here as a flex, but that just may mean he'd be playing some other sort of flexy tanks like Zarya, for example. Gamsu definitely the most famous player, I'd say, on this team, next to Zumba, who's really known in the West, but he's gone now. So we'll see who really ends up kind of leading this team. We did see Liz mention Twilight is actually making some calls. He's kind of shot calling a little bit, even though he's not the captain here on this roster. So we'll see if maybe they get a little bit more decision making out of him. But Zumba's raw talent, his mechanical skill will surely be missed for this team, and I think they might be weaker as a result. We'll have to see today if they can prove otherwise.
I'm really excited about the addition of Twilight too, because I thought he was a very solid Ana player when he was on BK Stars. That's the team he was on, so it's good to see him moving over to Conbox. I think that's definitely a strong pickup for them at the support role, and they've got their work cut out for them. So they're going up against the next team that I assume we're going to see a video for very soon.
I think so. I think you're right.
From the North American region, none other than Cloud9. Let's learn a little bit more about these guys. Eventually. I know it's coming soon. Trust me. Here we go.
Soon
Cloud9 time.
Here we go.
I'm Surefour for Team Cloud9, and I play Flex DPS. My team is Cloud9. Our world rankings is second in the world, and the past history on our team, we've gone through quite a bit of roster changes. For OGN, we're going to have another replacement with Gods with Kai. From what I've heard from a lot of the people that scrim or have played here in OGN, the Korean teams are much more teamwork based and they're very organized in that manner. We just like doing the things where you can try and like just be better mechanically and try and just win through aim duels and whatnot. The tank meta isn't really our forte. We don't have a lot of good Roadhogs or tank players, so I think the new Cloud9's playstyle is more of a, we like to be more aggressive and we like to have the skill matchups, so we like having more DPS-centric kind of metas. I would think the key player is myself. I have a pretty wide hero pool and I'm pretty consistent, so I think as long as I'm doing well, the team will do well too. Me and Mendo stream a lot. We have a lot of, I've heard I have a lot of fans here, and I've always wanted to go Korea. We're here to prove that we're not just streamers, we're also big contenders.
Well, they definitely are big contenders, Wolf C9, and you know, with the addition of Gods, I think they are going to be even stronger at those aim duels, as Surefour said, that DPS spot. Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, apparently God's Head provides luck to those who touch it. It's kind of like Space Jam. If you rub it, you pull out a little bit of his skill. Don't do that too much, though. And Rib, of course, with the most glorious facial hair in all of South Korea right now.
That's right. He's the solo one. I thought I was number one, but
I'm
definitely
sorry, man.
jumping down.
Your beard is really nice, but I mean, just look at Rib. Come on,
I mean,
just look at him. Look at this guy.
It just exudes his personality right there out of the chin. Now, the cool thing about this lineup, of course, is this is a lineup that is so well known for the performances. Like Surefour mentioned, they're number 2 in the world, essentially. That's how they rank themselves. That's how most people feel. And in Korea today, when it comes to, in terms of cheers, after their video, they had significantly more than Conbox. They are the fan favorites here in Korea. And that's saying something. You saw Surefour, of course, giving some fan service to the crowd there, but I feel like they're very confident. You could feel their energy here. And in terms of just looking at these players, I think, as you can see here, it's Surefour again. He's loving the camera. When I see a team like this come to a foreign country for the first time, stand in front of a huge crowd, this is a huge stage here at OGN, that confidence means a lot.
Yeah, and it's big for Gods, too. Last time he was in Korea for Apex Season 1, things did not go too well. He was playing for Energy at the time, and the team, you know, struggled for lack of a better term, and I think he's really glad to be back with a chance to sort of prove himself again.
Well, here's a look at the heroes you might expect to see from these players. Of course, Liz and Myunghoon, they're playing those dive heroes. We don't necessarily know if we'll see Myunghoon on the Genji as he is kind of role swapping here. Yeah. Gamsu loves his Winston.
Sure, and of course Rib, you know, we see him play that Reinhardt quite a bit, and at support, guess what? Lucio Nana's pretty popular on the C9 side too, so the NA, don't let it fool you, man.
Yeah. NA, take the slash out, man. They're all NA players here, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. I mean, we saw in that video as well, Surefour saying they're moving away from that 4-tank meta. They're trying to play more of a duel-oriented style, winning trades, winning 1v1s to get an edge, and then winning points as a result.
Well, it is such an interesting situation with 3 really strong mechanical players on this team. I do wonder if they're just going to be able to sort of scrap their way through these fights. It looks like we're starting things out on Ilios for our control map at the beginning of this best of 5. Our control maps in this tournament are best of 3s, just so we can fit everything in. If you played a best of 5 control and then a whole best of 5 with other maps, it'd be a pretty long night, wouldn't
We'd
it?
be here all night. We'd be here till 1 a.m. So,
and we love Overwatch, but we need to do things like sleep and eat because we're also human beings.
We don't want to end up like Sleepy Bear.
That's right. Right. He looks awake now, but don't let it fool you. He's mostly sleeping. He hibernates for most of this time.
He was playing best of 3s last night in the scripts. That's why he's able to be awake today.
They had to like wake him up out of his cave to get here today. That's how it goes. We're just moments away from moving into our first map, guys. Ilios with Conbox Spirit versus Cloud9. I can't wait to see how this match is going to go. We saw such good games on Tuesday that I am really excited about Apex Season 2. Crazy stuff we're going to see.
Same here, man. Really excited to see if Cloud9's going to stick with that 4-tank. They're going to switch it up.
That's right. Let's go to Ilios. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Ilios. Kind of looks pretty Greek, and you know what, Wolf? The ancient Greeks made some awesome coins.
That they did.
Yeah, I'm a coin nerd, so I collect those.
Coins, very important.
If I was at Ilios, I would just be kind of like walking around, the sand or maybe up on those hills with a metal detector, hoping for the best, hoping to find maybe an M4i, an ancient clay vase filled with coins.
Hey, I mean, you might just get lucky.
Maybe.
Oh,
no, it's a
someone got
video
a-
game, Wolf. That's impossible.
Someone got a basket and we missed it, but it's worth it to see the Mango Sai side
Yep.
here.
Was it a legit basket? It looks like it might have been. You know, sometimes people just play Symmetra, and you can just pick up the basketball with the left click and drop it in. That's called cheating, guys. But it looks like Twilight. No, he's gonna. Yeah, I was
he's
gonna
gonna
say,
switch
man.
to the Ana.
I was gonna be very surprised, but pretty abnormal stuff coming up for Cloud9. Surefour on that McCree, of course. Gods on the Road Dogg, which we see quite a bit of. Is Mendo on the Zarya, which we've of course seen a lot of as well.
Yeah, Conbox did say, of course, in their opening interview, they've been playing like most Korean teams played in Super Week. Our last tournament really saw, besides Tuesday, the 3 tank with the soldiers. So Liz is going to be that solo DPS soldier. Right? They're already going to control this point right here with Surefour taking a ton of damage. And it will activate in 2 seconds, so already a massive amount of control here for Conbox.
Yeah, Conbox C6 defending. Here comes Cloud9, though. They're just walking right in there. Surefour hit with that biotic grenade. Needs to be careful. Kills on both sides right now. Looking for the enemy. Lucio doesn't quite find it. Sleepy Bear flailing away. Trying on the outside. Oh, he's taking damage, but he can't quite find the headshot. Surefour finally does get the flashbang. There's the headshot to finish off Sleepy Bear. He's a bear pelt now. And Surefour just walking his way through this point right now. Are they actually going to be able to take this away? Rib swinging away on the Reinhardt. Finally, Oporochi does get the kill, and it looks like Conbox T6 will hold it for the moment, but Avs being so annoying right now. They've got Rib still kind of like barricaded in there. C9's actually going to take the point first.
Yeah, they will. Surefour left to do so much damage there. No one dealt with him there. There was too much control by Cloud9 with Rib in the front. He's already got enough for an Earthshine now, but Surefour had his Deadeye so quickly. He's going to be able to use it for this next defense here, should he want to. In fact, he just triggers it now.
High Noon looking for an option, and no. Defense Matrix was out, so it would have been a little bit harder to land some of those hits. But either way, it does push Conbox Spirit back a little bit farther.
Okay, looks like they're going to dive in.
One ult, charges. Ooh, that didn't go too well. Drops the Earth Shatter, and there's the Nano Boost onto Gamsu as he comes in. Oh, he gets pinned though as he tries Earth Shatter, throws it down anyway. Hits Gods, also hits Surefour as well. Throws through the Fire Strike, charges, gets the pin. Gods does go down. Liz, meanwhile, does get 3, I believe, with that Tac Visor. Yeah, and he's going to finish off Surefour as well with a bit of help from Twilight. And Conbox T6 winning that one and taking the point for themselves.
Liz just in a really good position there to follow up that Earth Shatter. It's super important that when we saw Gamsu try to Earth Shatter, that didn't actually go off, that it was actually canceled, so he's able to do it again. Here's Liz's perspective. Once the Earth Shatter goes down, everything is removed, and he's able to just sit back, get 3 kills, and that's all she wrote. Mendo does have this Graviton Surge ready, and Conbox only really has a Sound Barrier. Okay, they do have the Whole Hog as well. Here comes the attempt to do the damage.
Now, where's the follow-up? They dropped the Sound Barrier for a little bit of protection. Whole Hog for Sleepy Bear pushes Cloud9 into the point, actually. They're taking it right now, so Conbox T6 finds himself suddenly having to fight into this defensive position. Gamsu gets 1. Adam for himself. There's the Surefour knocked down. He swapped over that Diva now. Adam backing away, doesn't make it out in Conbox T6. I gotta say, you know, Cloud9 talking about how they wanted to win these fights through aim duels and brawling. It looks like Conbox T6 is able to do that instead so far on Ilios.
I think the story of this game for Conbox is just Liz being able to do free damage. We saw that similar story. Like when you're running a DPS like this, we saw Surefour's McCree earlier doing the same thing, but when Liz is able to get these Tac Visors off, able to do this damage from a distance, it's all about the production he's granted. That Sound Barrier is well timed. We're gonna see a Diva ult attempt here, but the Mendo ult there just wasn't really much follow-up, so they couldn't actually get any picks there. The Sound Barrier negated that, and now we're at 80% here. Cloud9 needs to make a push happen. All they have is Whole Hog and Nano Boost.
Yeah, about 83% right now in the control percentage. Cloud9 needs to make something happen. They've got maybe like 1 fight left at this point. 4 ults to work with, so they can make a big Nano Boost play. There's the self-destruct, doesn't claim any victims. Liz, meanwhile, gets the Tac Visor with an Nano Boost hooked in. He's gonna live though, doesn't actually take a lot of damage. Trying to avoid that Whole Hog though. Coming in from Gods, he's able to turn the corner. Cloud9 nearly takes a point. They do manage to flip it at 99%. So C9 not winning a big team fight in terms of kills, but able to just outposition Conbox.
Yeah, very critically, Liz wasting his ult there, as well as the Nano Boost going off, so that's really a big frustration now for Conbox, as they nearly won the game. If those ults had gone better, they just, win the point. Because they're wasted now, this could be a chance for Cloud9 to take the first point.
All right, there's a Graviton Surge. Doesn't really get a whole lot of follow-up. I guess they got a couple, and that's enough. I mean, they had already lost 1, and Cloud9 able to win enough to push Conbox back a bit more. 70%, so Conbox Spirit does have a bit of time to maybe go for 1 or 2 pushes here.
Yeah, they do have that whole hog. They're going to have a sound barrier, they have Earth Shatter, and they will, if the fight goes on long enough, probably have the self-destruct. This is absolutely still winnable for them. They just need to make sure they're efficient with these ults as they move forward.
Going down the stairs now. Twilight up on the high ground.
Waiting for that shield going down to use that Earth Shatter, waiting for the perfect moment here.
Earth Shatter blocked. They're going to turn it around. There's a sound barrier going on Cloud9. Both teams have used it. Sleepy Bear gets the nano boost. He's got to make it work, though. Whole Hog is gone. I don't think he got to use it all, but he does get the kill, though. On to Mendo. Conbox looks like they will be able to claim the point back as Rib very, very low. Adam nearly taken out as well. Liz finishing off the rest of C9. And it looks like that's going to be about it. I don't know if anyone can get back to the point in time. Doesn't look that way. And Conbox Spirit drawing first blood here in this best of 5. 2
critical missed Earth Shatters by Cloud9's Reinhardt there that I think really turned the tides. Obviously, that was kind of a game of chicken between the 2 Reinhardts there. They both had Earth Shatter. They both had their shields up. And once the Earth Shatter was missed there, the first time they were able to get theirs off with all the ults they had and push it to self-destruct there as well, helping the zone. Then just, I guess you could say, at the end of that fight, more ult efficiency on the side of Conbox as we go into the second map. Surefire did really have a great start with the McCree, but switched off early. We'll see if that's something he's going to bring back. Wouldn't be surprised if he runs Tracer here. Now that we go into Well.
Yeah, Well is a great point for Tracer. We see nearly every team run it. And they've got that big bang combo, of course, with Gods on the Zarya now.
Really interesting, Liz is going to switch into the Reaper as well. So not going to be looking for as much range DPS here, looking more to chew up the tanks as, Mendo on the Genji.
Definitely expecting tanks, but he's going to be going up against a Tracer and a Genji, so Reaper may have a bit of trouble here. Surefour already getting a bit low. So he has to back out of there.
Well protected, 7 seconds until we activate this point, though. Currently controlled by Cloud9 as Liz is unable to find damage, as you said.
Yep. It's just going to be hard to get close. He's going to have to worry about getting dove a bit, too. Now waiting into Cloud9, gets a kill onto Rib, so staying alive, making things work. Ooh, gets very low. Has to Wraith form out of that. Can't quite find the health back, but he does find a very low health Surefour. He's able to chase away. Surefour okay now, but Cloud9 happy to just set on the point to build up that control percent.
It's important that they also have nearly a Graviton Surge and Earth Shatter and also already have that Pulse Bomb. I'm surprised Liz is still sticking with the Reaper for so long as he's still not able to find anything with it. He's up at the front here in front of the shield too, and here comes Tracer from the back.
Oh, that's
Great
a stick.
pulse.
He's going to take out Gamsu, and yeah, Conbox in trouble already. Twilight on his own. Surefour has to rewind to get out of the pit, but he's going to take out Twilight on the way, dodges the hook, and Sleepy Bear finds himself about to possibly take the longest sleep of all.
Does get the pick onto Surefour and Mendo, though.
Soon.
It actually turns things around here for Conbox. Looks like he's going to get the pick onto Adam as well, and finally Liz going to get that kill there. Still doesn't have the Death Blossom, but this is a fight won just because of Sleepy Bear's ult alone.
Well, you know what's funny is that Liz, it seems like no matter what hero he plays so far, he's been able to find these flanks and just be sneaky enough that he escapes the notice of a lot of players on Cloud9 and just getting wrecked a little bit because of that.
Yeah, positioning really nice here as Twilight hears everybody up.
Yeah.
Surefour coming around the back again.
That was an ambitious sleep dart from Twilight there. It's hard to hit that Tracer. There's a kill for Sleepy Bear right off the bat. Heard a Graviton Surge go down. We'll have to see where that one ends up. Doesn't look like it did a whole lot. Mendo getting the kill into Twilight, though, as Liz chases down Surefour. Oh, that was so close. Surefour with the rewind. Looks like he's going to back off for the moment.
Oh,
wow,
nice
a hook onto Surefour. He was about to finish off Liz,
That's
but
an easy kill on Liz if he misses that hook.
Sleepy Bear to the rescue, man. They're going to drop the sound barrier just to keep themselves a bit more healthy.
And now they have
probably a good idea. They were a bit low health, yeah.
They have 4 ults, so I think that's totally fine. They could be conservative here with their ults by just using the sound barrier to hold on to this position right now. Still a ton of shields on Gamsu for Reinhardt.
Yeah.
And Liz is just looking for a Death Blossom here.
Here
he goes.
Again. Unopposed, no kills, but he does push Cloud9 back big time. They get the sound barrier down in time, though. Rib charging in. There's the self-destruct, though, being used by Myunghoon. Gets Rib, actually. And Gamsu with the nano boost. Not going to find a lot of targets to hit, it looks like, but
I'd say
okay.
This is a really good example of how to stagger your ults. You know, one by one, you see the Death Blossom come in, then the Earth Shatter, then the Nano Boost coming onto the Reinhardt. So you do this piece by piece. So you're always kind of having a threatening ultimate as you're pushing into a choke point like that. Surefour's going to switch over to the Pharah.
You know, Twilight is such a good Ana. His aim is great on that hero, so I think Surefour is going to have a hard time if that Ana gets him into sights. Mendo pops a Dragon Blade and gets hooked. This Sleepy Bear guy, man, his name's Sleepy Bear, but there is nothing sleepy
Do
about
not
his
sleep
Roadhog
on Sleepy
flavor.
Bear. You almost got that hook there on the gods as well.
Yep.
Gonna go ahead and just pop this whole hog right into the shield. No fear here. Kills gods immediately, and will eventually get taken out here, it looks like.
Maybe, not before he gets a kill on the Rolf. Wow, I am pretty impressed by Sleepy Bear's Roadhog so far in this match. Surefour is finally going to finish him off, it looks like. But
yeah,
good start. Mendo over on the famous Genji pick now. Uses it to help Surefour pick out Twilight.
And they just need to hold on here. The overtime is fading fast.
Yep.
Very, very close to going out. They get knocked off the point. Resetting it temporarily. Mendo does go down.
Barochi with the kill, and that's it. Conbox Spirit going to win Ilios with a 2-0. Wow, it's upset city here this week, apparently. Control maps not going so well for the global team so far.
Big story of that, though, I feel, was Sleepy Bear's hooks.
Yeah.
And also his ability to somewhat liberally use the whole hogs, even into shield, to set up other ults for his teammates. Staggering those ults is super important. Sometimes you want to see ults used in conjunction with each other, like, for example, using a Graviton Surge into a Pulse Bomb, like the Big Bang, right? But sometimes if you use a Self-Destruct into an Earth Shatter, into a whole hog, into, a Death Blossom, if you stagger them like that, your opponents just kind of eventually run out of things to deal with your ults with.
Yeah, and ult efficiency is something that we've seen, I think, Korean teams start to really excel at. Africa Blue is kind of the first team to really stand out in that category. And, we saw MVP Infinity earlier this week looking good, and now Conbox Spirit as well. Cloud9, the faces not looking too cheerful in the booth there, but it is a best of 5. That's only one map. We're moving on to our hybrid map now, and that's going to be Cloud9's choice.
Absolutely. I feel like Surefour showed his mechanical skill in both of those points there.
Well, he's always going to show that.
But he got shut down by the hooks, and then his Pharah wasn't able to do much because we saw Twilight with such a great Ana.
Yeah.
A bit scary for a player who's got such a large hero pool as we go into Hollywood here for set 2.
What was definitely worrisome, too, is that just how free Liz was to do the damage you want to do, whether it was the Soldier 76 or the Reaper. It's a bit of a worrying start for Cloud9, but like I said, it is a best of 5. We'll see what they can do on Hollywood.
Pretty incredible win rate, by the way, on defense first. There's a lot of, if you do hard hold that first point, if you do that tight hold, there's a lot of scary feelings for your opponents. I think you get a little bit of a moral boost from that one, so
yeah,
I could see that. It's also a strong defensive map in general on that first point.
Yep. Good opportunity. Cloud9 to tie things up again. We'll see if they can do just that as we move into our second map of the day here on OGN Overwatch Apex Season 2.
See if also Conbox wants to keep running that triple DPS that they've been showing us so much so far.
Now we'll find out. Time to go to Hollywood. Welcome to Hollywood. The sign says don't walk, but you better go, otherwise the time's going to end up and you're not going to take the point.
That's right, you better run.
You can't walk either way, actually. Look
That's
at that.
Weird.
Oh, yeah, those signs must be broken.
There's also no parking. Clearly, that car needs a ticket.
No kidding.
Parking right, 2 cars parking right next to a no parking sign. What's going on, Hollywood Police Department?
The thing is, there's at least 3 or 4 heroes that can just easily move that car. Actually, it's floating. Anyone could just push it out of the way.
Oh, man.
Can you really park a floating car? Can anyone just come by and push it wherever they want to?
Yeah, I don't know how that works, but I also don't know how Sombra works on the defense of this point either. We'll see if this is real or not. It looks pretty real.
Yeah.
Normally you see people do picks like this on the attack where they can easily switch without going back. We'll see if he goes back. I hope so, but also on one hand, I hope not. I want to see Sombra used as a legit hero pick here by Twilight. Looks like he's heading back.
We saw him tease it, but yeah, I don't think he's going to stick with it. If you're just going to run a single Lucio, I'd be pretty shocked. Yeah, there you go. It's going to be swapping over the Ana, of course. Again.
Disappointing.
We do see once in a great while the single healer along with the Soldier 76 on some defensive points like Gibraltar, sometimes Hollywood, but Yeah, the Sombra, I don't think so. So Cloud9 on the attack right now. Mendo on that Surefour as we get things going here.
Mendo on the Surefour for sure.
Mendo on the Mendo on
That's
the Tracer.
I feel you, dude. I feel you. No, it's normally the other way around, but yeah.
It's going to be one of those days. It's just going to be one of those days, man. I don't know.
No, I'm teasing you, but it's interesting they're going to run this as a solo DPS essentially with the triple tank here.
Yeah.
Not using the soldier, which is a little bit more common for that ranged DPS. They're doing a solo DPS dive, you could almost argue.
Yeah.
Trying to look for pairings as they attack. They do have good position here already on the point as Gamsu is pushed way back behind that payload.
Yeah, that's right. Conbox Spirit in a little bit of an awkward position here to defend this. Nobody up on the cafe in the high ground. Mendo just sitting up there with the Tracer.
Liz is forced to defend here on the low ground, which is going to get tough for him once we do see Mendo come into the background.
Oh,
goes down,
you got hooked, man. And Cloud9's attack suddenly in jeopardy. May need to back up, but Mendo in the back lines now doing what he can. And yeah, they're going to have to get out of there. I mean, they lost Rib, they lost Surefour as well, and you need your Zarya and your Reinhardt if you're going to take that point.
This gives enough time for Liz to come back, and Conbox really just not even going to attempt to hold this high ground any way, shape, or form. Perhaps scared of Gods' Roadhog here, although Liz,
nice
Twilight
hook.
gets hooked there on the high ground.
That may not be one that would hit with the new patch once that happens, but Gods will take it so far. Mendo gets the kill on the Gamsu as well, and Cloud9 certainly looks like they're on track to maybe grab this point A now. Yeah, Conbox Spirit looks like they're already backing away, and they're going to let them have it.
Yeah, they don't really have ults to come in here and contest this just yet. They're very close to, but they'd rather just save
maybe
these.
they'll go. Yeah, Liz coming in with the nano boost now. They're going to go for it. Cloud9 having to back away. That's an aggressive Soldier 76. He's got the high ground. There's Attack Visor now. Oh, he gets at him before he gets behind the Reinhardt shield. Gods gets the hook in the end, but the damage has been done. C9 has to back away. There's a big Earth Shatter. Oh, but response as well. Everybody's going to take a nap, I guess.
It's really important that Myunghun has his self-destruct as well. He was trying to save it up here. We're going to get the hook onto Gods, and Sleepy Bear has whole hug. They absolutely can hold this. As it turns out, they bought just enough time. There's a huge Myunghun ult as well. That's what I'm talking about. They tried to save these up. They were so close. Like I said before we went to that, we're on the cusp of all these ults. They're almost able to do it. Liz has a starting mediocre attack visor, but then gets the picks before he gets hooked. Then they buy enough time to get that self-destruct. Very well coordinated by Conbox. Very tricky to make it look like they're retreating, and then boom, come back in, and big commit there.
Yeah, I don't think Cloud9 was expecting that, man. Surefour has that Graviton Surge, though. They may just go ahead and bump rush this one. They've got the sound barriers. Certainly they are going to use it. Oh, that got absorbed. Surefour losing that Graviton Surge to Myunghun on the Diva, it looks like. And now he's got to contend with this. Reinhardt manages to take down Gamsu. And despite the rough start, Cloud9 winning the early fights. But here they come. Sleepy Bear with the kill on Mendo. Ribbon at him, though. Able to finish things off, and the payload will start moving.
Gods aggressively positioning here. This time, not going to be tricked by anyone coming in for a secondary push. Going to punish anyone who looked to do so. And 3 minutes and 15 seconds on the clock here for Cloud9. Very close to getting it the first time, but second time's the charm here.
Dude, I saw Zariel get absorbed. That's a second time.
Yeah, no,
for me
that's
too,
a really
ever.
hard thing to do as a caster, man. I'm new to casting this game.
I think I'm like 2-7 at this point.
It's tough.
The win rate's going up, though. That's the important thing.
That's important, absolutely. And it's
looking for a hookup on the high ground there.
It's unfortunate for Surefour, but here's a big Earth Shatter there onto Gods.
Yeah. Now Liz on the high ground with that Soldier 76. Nobody to really deal with him at the moment either. The payload's still moving. They're going to need a little bit more to stop Cloud9.
Yeah, he's not able to get any picks. He does massive amounts of damage. There was the heal deny there as well, but it's still enough. He has another attack visor available here as he actually drops down that heal. Perhaps didn't need that there. But he's going to look for picks here at the back behind the Reinhardt shield. But this payload is nearly at the next checkpoint. Okay, here comes that attack visor.
Nano visor used, gets two already, gets hooked, backs away. Oh, but the pin is going to finish him off. A lot of times that hook is enough to do it if you've got the nano boost. Surefour firing away, but dies before he has a chance to find a good Graviton Surge target. And C9 forced to regroup for the moment. The defensive fight coming out wins for Conbox Spirit.
2 minutes left to go here for Conbox. They do have Sleepy Bear with the whole hog, and he's been quite successful with that so far tonight. Myunghun's again going to have that self-destruct soon, but they did use the attack visor, so that's something that's missing. Big opportunities for Cloud9 to actually make this work with their next push because they do have the Graviton Surge, and we'll see how Surefour decides to use it. Hopefully it doesn't get eaten this time. It looks like it's not going to with Myunghun dead. So a good opportunity here now to actually commit.
Yeah, without that Diva, a lot less to worry about if you want to set up this fight. If you're Cloud9, they'll go in. Looks like they're going to lose God. Sleepy Bear with a kill there. He ults, but no kills out of that one. Not really able to force Cloud9 out of position either. There's Attack Visor yet again. Mendo trying to make a play, needs to avoid that. Oh, Rib taken down by Myunghoon's ult.
Yeah, but
Sure
he actually got killed there as he was in, the animation by that Attack Visor. Surefour getting the kills without actually the Graviton Surge even being used. So very good ult efficiency here by Cloud9 as they take this second point. And a lot of momentum now in their hands.
They're looking a bit more comfortable now. Absolutely. Sleepy Bear out of position. Should not have been that far up. And it's going to be another hook on the Twilight. They're going to be without their Ana for a little while. So Cloud9 going to get a good start pushing this payload through a lot of point 3.
Again, the ult efficiency here is so important. They have 3 left available. Liz going to have another Attack Visor soon. It would have been useful to have earlier. And there's no defensive self-destruct at this moment in time.
Yeah, decent ults on both sides. Let's see if Surefour goes to the flank here with that Graviton Surge. Gods, though, on top. Gets a hook onto Gamsu. Oh, can't quite land the left click, and now he's got to worry about the Diva. Pops a log as he comes in. They're going to use that with a Graviton Surge. Liz with 1. Nano boost onto the Lucio there. That's not where Conbox wanted to put it. Overwatch's a bloodthirsty DPS, but not that bloodthirsty.
Yeah, it looks
Looks
like
Conbox is going to hold for the moment, though, anyway.
Gods wanted them out of that.
Guess so, man.
Out of
Wow.
that Graviton Surge. Knocked them all out. That combo not always the most effective, but nearly got a lot of kills there. Still a strong push, though. They're nearly up this final ramp as Liz is actually going to switch over to the Reaper, looking for a flank. A risky switch to actually do this late into the game. He's not going to have a Death Blossom almost certainly in the next minute or so.
And looking good for Cloud9. Oh, Rib finds a pretty good Earth Shatter. Let's see if they capitalize. Oh, he botches a charge, though. You don't see that happen very often. Gets Twilight with the Fire Strike, though. That's a nice bit of redemption there. And Cloud9 winning this fight, but they've got to deal with the respawns. Mendo has a good option to come in from the side here. Gets a good amount of damage on Myunghoon. Popped out of the mech right now, taking the air. Good tracking there. And that payload, oh, I thought it was going to make it right there, but not quite. Now they should do it. Cloud9 comes away with 3 points on their offensive round.
I like what you said earlier about the confidence. You could really see them come into their own after that second capture point. A lot of conservative play on the side of Surefour there with the Zarya ult. He didn't want to blow it until it was absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he didn't get the massive kills he was looking for, but still being very slow, being very calm and patient with their ults there. And Liz struggling a lot there on the Soldier towards that high ground when he was up on top of the house. I don't know the technical term for that. I'm too new to casting Overwatch, but
well, I mean, we've been calling it Westworld lately, but you can call it like back lot or something too. I don't know.
Yeah.
Top of one of those old West buildings.
sure.
Wow, the clouds are moving really fast in Hollywood.
I bet a storm is
windy
coming.
day.
A storm is coming.
Maybe. Better watch out.
Yeah. No cumulonimbus up there.
You don't get a lot of thunderstorms in LA.
No, not generally. I see every now and then. Whenever it rains in LA, I know because everyone on Twitter complains about it. I follow a lot of people on LA on Twitter and they're like, it's raining today. I guess it happens that rarely.
We had a lot of snow today in Seoul.
Yeah, it's actually come down quite thick.
Yeah.
Adam's going to play some Symmetra here.
I like it.
I like it. We saw this a lot on this map in promotions and also in the World Cup as well.
Yep.
And even in Gyeonggi, quite a bit, to be honest, at IEM. So a good map to play the Symmetra with the change to her ultimate, getting the second one, the shield generator. She's quite powerful here.
Well, she also got some really good quality of life changes. You start out with 6 turrets to place now instead of having 3 and then building up. And, you know, as you do it, you can build up to a maximum of 6 turrets in reserve, too. So what that amounts to is it's much easier to get your turrets in position before the match begins and also much easier to replace them during the match. So, and she got that big floating shield, too. That's a big change. So Symmetra, much improved, and we have been seeing it a bit more often in competitive play.
Her range as well, you know, her tethered range is so powerful. I mean, she can actually do quite a bit of damage. Yeah. So
5 to 7 meters now.
Gamsu,
from 5 up to 7.
Right. Gamsu was playing the Tracer, but he's switching over now to play a little bit more normal. Going to play the Reinhardt, and we're going to see that standard Soldier 3-tank composition rolling forward here as you expect to see. Liz, though, getting caught here right away with a heal tonight, does survive.
Yeah. Conbox Spirit trying to sneak around through the building here. Cloud9 obviously knows where they are, but it's dangerous to go into that hallway. God's looking for the pick.
Okay, this is actually a very risky
There's
move.
what he was looking for. There's Twilight. Man, he was so ready. Gets finished off by Sleepy Bear, but Good to take out Twilight. Really nice pick by Gods. That's going to force Conbox Spirit back.
You kind of put all your eggs into one basket coming up at an angle like that, but
You just got to watch those flanks, man.
exactly. You got to kind of capitalize on moments where that guy gets out of position to get the flank.
Yep. Adam about halfway to the ultimate once they get that shield generator down, which is usually what people have been using lately on Symmetra. It suddenly becomes much, much tougher. You're basically fighting like a 6v7 with the amount of extra health from shields that the defensive team gets.
Yeah, I mean, the Symmetra is essentially playing a mini game of trying to get the shield generator up. If she gets it, her pick was worth it. If not, sometimes you'd argue otherwise.
Yeah, exactly.
And we'll see if they can hold on. One more push should be enough to do that. Sleepy Bear trying to poke forward here, misses the hook onto Surefour. And actually
Yeah,
misses the
got the
turrets
ult.
there, too.
Looking for a place to put that, though. Yeah.
We're all just watching as the point
man.
is contested. Put it down, Adam, put it down.
You don't really want to put it down where you know people are seeing it, but you got to get it down because it's so much extra help for your team. He finally does get it down there. Liz, though, knows exactly where that is. That's normally where you put the shield generator on this map, but it looks like they've managed to fight off Conbox Spirit for the moment anyway.
Okay, Rib does have this Earth Shatter.
Yep.
Got a decent amount of ults. They may be able to full hold this. 40 seconds is their time pool. So 2 minutes left here. We're going to see the commitment now to the sound barrier.
And Nano Boost right away onto Rib. He's going to go for the charge. Not going to connect with it, though. Sound barrier wearing off of Spirit. I think they may have used that one a little bit early. Oh, and that did not work out for Kamsu.
140 left on the clock here. Using that sound barrier to no success. Kind of wasted there. Gamsu's going to have his Earth Shatter up in 7% more. But the shield generator getting massive value at this point in time as Cloud9 just looks to build up the rest of their ults. Surefour again with the Graviton Surge ready in this choke point. It's so powerful.
Liz on the Reaper now to try to combat this triple tank that we're seeing. Cloud9.
It's going to be tough to get in position. There's so much extra shield.
Oh boy, Surefour getting really close, drops that Graviton Surge, and they're going to try to follow it up. There's the charge, everyone getting pretty low there. Rib gets a kill, there's one for Gods as well, popping that whole hog. And it looks like Cloud9 is going to hold again. They are really on their way to a full hold. Nice pick on the Twilight with the hook in the end, and now it is less than a minute for Conbox Spirit to try to just get the payload moving.
Yeah, this is really, really frustrating right now for Conbox. They've really got one more, or perhaps two more shots if they're lucky here at this push. Myunghoon does have the self-destruct. Liz not finding value with the Reaper yet again. Feels like a bit desperate when he switches to it at times, only having success on Ilios so far on Well. Myunghoon is just looking for an opportunity here to drop the self-destruct. Here's his attempt.
Oh, all right, nobody taken. Sleepy Bear, meanwhile, gets the kill on Nemendo. That's something they need. Liz gets hooked. He's got the Nano Boost, finishes off Gods. That's 2 for him on the Reaper now.
And he
Still
has a Death
that
Blossom.
Yeah, oh, he's going to die before he can use it, though. Cloud9 fighting back right now. There goes Gamsu. Nano Boost wears off on Surefour.
He's about to have a
Around his
Graviton
own
Surge
right
too.
now, man. This is tough.
10% left.
Yep. Rolf back there supporting.
5 seconds
And
left.
this may be it. It looks like Cloud9 is almost certainly, they're going to full hold here, man. Spirit, I don't think they have any chance of taking this. Another Graviton Surge comes in, and that should be about it. It's all cleanup for Cloud9 right now, as they will full hold on Hollywood, on Point A, and win Hollywood.
There you go.
GG.
Very solid hold there. The Symmetra got shield generator up early. And I have to admit, I feel like Liz is a great soldier player. We've seen him attempt to use these Reaper swaps, but it usually seems like it feels desperate. He switches to Reaper, he's like, oh, I just can't get past their shielding, so their tank play is too good. I'm unable to find damage.
Yeah.
And they wasted that sound barrier that was so painful because that gave a lot of ult charge, of course, to Cloud9 for their follow-ups. And, you know, it meant they never really had a solid, strong follow-up push. You saw how good it was when Myunghoon actually dropped down the self-destruct, how powerful that ult can be even if it doesn't get kills. It opened up the doors for Sleepy Bear to get some kills, to get the damage, to get some hooks. But Cloud9's tank play just too much for them there in the end.
I think this was really well played. Adam did great on the Symmetra, got the shield generator down, kept it protected. Good shields to help preserve Rib's Reinhardt shield.
Well,
And
now
so
we're tied
we are-
1-1.
Yeah, we're all tied up. Going to take a bit of a break, and then we will be back for our assault map and see who takes the lead in this best of 5. We'll see you then. And welcome back to Overwatch Apex Season 2. I am Doe. With me is Wolf today, and Cloud9 and Conbox Spirit all tied up. And you know what, Wolf? Every single match so far this week, the Korean team has won the control map, and then the global team has come back and won the hybrid map. I don't know why.
Seems to be a trend.
Read into that what you will, but that's how it's been apparently. So tied up, going into map 3.
And, you know, Cloud9's trying to break that statistic we had earlier of the first team defending, winning most of the time, defending second there in that full hold. So
that's an interesting stat, but I think with those we don't have a huge sample size just yet.
Sure. That's something to keep in mind. Not too significant, obviously, as we go into our 2-point capture now. Today's map pool will be Volskaya and Hanamura for this first matchup. And this will, of course, be Conbox Spirit's map choice.
I wonder what they're going to pick, because we've seen Korean teams favor both, so it's hard to predict right now. Global teams generally hate Hanamura, but in Korea we see usually about neck and neck, and they are going to go with Hanamura. So all right, another map we could see some Symmetra on.
Yeah, Korean teams loving the Hanamura and the Volskaya, or not the Volskaya, the Anubis, I would say, a lot.
It's generally the one everyone. If you can really prefer an assault map at all, that's usually what people go with.
Sure. Well, the Hanamura pick here, perhaps they're aware that the West doesn't like it that much, and they want to throw a wrench into the gears here of Cloud9 on this map choice.
Maybe.
I actually love 2 capture maps. I know that it's not a universal opinion, but I'm enjoying Hanamura quite a lot.
This is an important one for Conbox Spirit to win, actually, because Conbox as an organization has never won an escort map, which is the type we would have for map number 4. So if they lose this one, could be in trouble, could get 3-1. Let's see if they can take the lead back again. Time to go to Hanamura and see who takes it. Welcome to Hanamura, where the buildings are pretty much all made of wood, and frankly, Wolf, I don't think that's enough to stop most of the Overwatch heroes. I think Reinhardt, if he wanted to, he could just like punch right through the wall.
No, absolutely.
I don't know why he doesn't do it.
It's a little bit strange. It almost makes you wonder if it's just made to look like wood.
Huh.
Maybe one time, you had a Zenyatta's quite strong, for example. Maybe he went and did one of his Street Fighter kicks and broke his leg, and everyone's like, "Woo, we got to be careful on this one."
Maybe.
On the other hand, the railings that are made out of metal on many of the maps can be broken by a simple punch from some of the weaker melee characters.
Yeah, except for the part that like curves down into the floor. Those are invincible.
Yeah, no matter how many times you try to break them, it's not going to happen.
Oh, Adam, right away back on that Symmetra again.
Look, I mean, if it works for you once, drop it out again.
Well, this has always been a great map for Symmetra, so no real shock there to see him pick that.
Yeah, and in the previous promotion series that we had, of course, for Challenger.
Flashback.
Yeah. Remember when this happened? That was cool.
Yeah, sure. Killed a lot of guys.
But, in the previous, promotion series we had here at OGN, it was really hit or miss, the Symmetra picks here.
Yeah,
and, the team that picked it often lost. But we'll see if Cloud9 can make it happen.
A Barochi on the Zenyatta, too. And I love the Zenyatta on this map. You have a lot of good firing lines. You can even do things like charge up the right click and just throw it down that corridor right there, because the Symmetras like to hang out there, and you can get a lucky kill once in a while. But the ability to assault with the Transcendence, too, on point B is really useful. So, see how it goes. He's already dead, so, forget everything I just said. Sometimes Zenyatta just dies.
He has a low health pool.
I'm a Zenyatta main, too, so I'm totally biased.
Well, the other thing, too, is on attack on Hanamura, there's not a long run back, so you don't really need the speed boost as much, so that's a trade-off that you're not really missing. When you go into point B, though,
point A,
yeah. When you go to point B, it's definitely a bigger opportunity cost when you pick the Zenyatta here. And so far, just picking off that Reinhardt shield, and Conbox unable to make anything happen, which is good for Adam, who's now 76% of that shield generator is likely going to be the choice.
He's built that really, really fast, but frankly, it's hard to avoid those right clicks, and that's where you're going to get most of that charge of Symmetra. Conbox moving in now, trying to move around the side. Oh, but there's a hook. Yeah, they brought in Gamsu, and that is tragic to lose a Reinhardt like that. They're going to go through with the push, but they've already lost 2. I mean, now you just kind of wipe it, move on to the next one. Yeah, I think everybody's going to take a dive pretty soon here.
This is the end of the push. Even Liz is just going to take the fast lane back to the base.
Yeah.
Drop it off the side there.
Taking the death taxi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that one. Now Adam drops down the shield generator. You can make an argument for teleporter on this map because of the long walk back on the defense for point A, but this is great, of course, for their health pools, and Conbox hasn't even really built that many ults. They've been able to do almost quite literally nothing so far as Myungwoo switches over to the Reaper here.
Yeah.
Liz now on this Mei. They're going to attempt to do something here with this ice wall.
Yep. Funneling into the right side like you see people do quite a bit with the Mei.
They have good position now. This is their opportunity. We'll see if they can make this happen. Cloud9 reacting very quickly. Missed hook there.
Yeah.
Just no ults really for Conbox. That's my concern. They're not building anything. They're doing no damage.
Well, they're also kind of looking for that shield generator too. Sometimes the Symmetras put it back in here. Kind of a dangerous place to put it, but you do see it every once in a while. Coming in again, trying to split up the team. They did manage to nearly get Rib. Yeah, actually, but no. Cloud9 fighting back. Rib just fine, guys. It's actually Conbox that's dying. Mendo has attack visor, has a nano boost, and that's going to be another easy defense. And that was a long setup to get Conbox Spirit there, and it did pay off.
It's really reminiscent of what we saw them do previously on Hollywood. You know, take the long road. As we're going to see a flashback of Mendo just trashing on everybody here, but you take the long road as 6, it's insanely predictable. You give so much time for your opponents to set up. They already have the shield generator. They have more ults than you because you've done no damage. Just feels desperate. Oh God.
Dear.
Oh, it's quite literally gods, I should say, as he just gets the cleanup here.
He gets 4 with that whole hog, man. That might be enough to get play of the game. Who knows? But Conbox Spirit, you know, what I'd like to see from them is more aggression. I mean, we saw on Tuesday Korean teams that really like to dive, that really like to be super aggro. And Cloud9, their defense is so staunch right now that I think you need to get a little bit more active if you're going to have any chance. You can't do these long setups.
They're going to try this again, and they have 35 seconds, so if this doesn't work, it's going to be a full hold.
This is the last push, man.
And when you have 6 together like this in choke points, that makes this Earthshatter so powerful.
Oh, no. Twilight down and out already. They're going to take out Liz, too, and this push is gone, and I think so are Conbox Spirit's hope of even taking point A here.
This is just so desperate. Now everyone's caught. No one can retreat. They can't reset it for another push. This is going to be the last one they've got.
Trap, man.
They're stuck here.
They chop like a bunch of heroes in a wooden house.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, dear. The unkillable turret. Gamsu, no. Surefour finishes him off, but it is not looking good for Conbox. Mendo with the cleanup.
This is almost, there are very few kills at all on the side of Conbox for this one.
For whom the bell tolls, time is up, and that bell was ringing the whole time, man. Cloud9 with an easy full hold.
Well, I think what we've seen in this series alone is Cloud9's ability to use Symmetra to great effect, get an early shield generator, and then patiently defend with ult efficiency there. And also Conbox's attempt to do sneaky plays, you know, like it feels like every push is a gimmick. There's no pick potential. There's no, you know, the aggression you're talking about. No one's trying to get a pick. No one's trying to split off to get a kill on the side so that then they can move together as a group with something like this. It feels like every push is a scheme, and Cloud9 knows the scheme and they know the gig.
They definitely do, man. I feel like too a lot of Conbox Spirit's pushes are pushes that look like they should be done with like 3 or 4 ults ready to go. You know, it's like they're setting up for this big wombo combo, but they just don't have it yet. So everyone just kind of jumps down, and they're like, all right, we're here. Now we got to outplay them, except
we have no ults, and we didn't do any damage earlier.
And the other team has Mendo, Gods, and Surefour on it, so good luck.
They didn't have sound barrier to go with that. I mean, the list goes on. I mean, I don't want to be too critical, but against Cloud9's playstyle, this just doesn't seem to be an effective style.
Yeah. I think we're definitely seeing a bit more separation in terms of team ability between these two teams than we saw on Tuesday in our matches then. And, you know, it's like I mentioned going into this one, this is one that Conbox Spirit absolutely needed to win because they, as an organization, albeit small sample size, but they have yet to win an escort map in Apex. So if they lose this one, it's going to be rough.
Well, I mean, for Conbox here, they're going to run this this defense with as standard as you can get Korea meta. You know, the Soldier with the triple tank, the Ana and the Lucio. They have Sleepy Bear on the Zarya. We sometimes do see. Oh God, just like
oh, that face.
That was. I mean, he just This
got
Cloud9
chills.
just knows what to do on camera. We sometimes see Korean teams running the defensive Mei here as well. It's going to be missed as they're trying to use the Zarya ult in this choke point. Cloud9 pushing in strong. Mendo gets in already. It's going to be a thorn in the side of Conbox here, quite literally on the side.
All right, biding his time, trying to find a victim here, building up that ult a little bit more. And, oh, there goes Reinhardt. All right, see ya. Gods pushing in with the rest of Cloud9, being super aggressive. See, this is the kind of thing I wanted to see out of Conbox Spirit. This aggression working so far. Spirit way on the defensive now. Mendo on the side, making sure that they're paying for it with the flank. And whoa, Spirit goes flying.
Yeah,
I think they're in a lot of trouble. There goes Twilight. Yeah,
Mendo's
this
now
one may
free.
be over already.
He's free to just do whatever he wants,
Yeah.
and this is a very
Gets pulse
potential
supports.
quick here. Look, he's got Pulse Bomb. There's the stick onto Liz.
All right,
Gonna
then.
take Myunghoon down, and I think
Well.
that's all she wrote, Doa.
I agree. Surefour gets a nano boost for funsies, and GG, Cloud9 crushes Hanamura.
Wow, and as you said now, this puts a very, very scary position into the hands of Conbox now, as they have never won an escort map in their history. And they're going to have to do it for the first time ever. They're going to take a loss here in their group. And Dorado and Route 66 are the available maps going forward. It's still going to be their map pick. But Gods is like, look at me, I'm a god. And Cloud9 just seems to be really hitting their strides over and over and over again here in these games.
They looked a bit rusty on the control map. You know, it was a big brawl, as control maps always are, and they didn't come out on top. But ever since then, they have looked very, very solid. And, you know, think about it. Since the control map, Conbox has not taken a point.
Yeah.
Not a single point.
This is, I mean, I have to just be honest, it feels like what I'm seeing from Conbox is their attacks are what they put most of their planning into, their strategy. They're really, there's schemes, as I like to call them, because I mean they're really complex what they're trying to do. We're going to see this play of the game. You
what
talked
did we
about
say?
it earlier.
We knew this was going to be a play of the game.
All right,
Man,
let's watch this.
When you get 4 kills in the null, just play the game. That's just how it is. Unless you're Bastion, then you just always get it. But this is one way. Oh, beautiful combo.
Every Zarya main is like, what about the Zarya play though? We wouldn't have done it without the Zarya.
Yeah, it's a team effort, man. But the whole hog is...
Quick reaction. That Zarya ult was incredible, by the way. It was in the corner, where it, because if they wasn't in the corner like that, then the whole hog pushes them out and he doesn't necessarily get that many kills. But when the whole hog is just slamming them into the wall, I mean, that's all you go.
Yeah, well, that's the nice thing about Graviton Surge, actually, is that it holds them even if you do hit them with whole hogs, so they don't get pushed out.
Right.
You do a ton of damage. So, it looks like it's going to be Route 66 for what could be our final map of this best of 5. Conbox Spirit in dire straits, man. They need to win this one to stay alive in this best of 5, but after the last 2 ones, I don't think that's too likely.
Yeah,
gotta be honest.
It seems unlikely, and again, you mentioned the history of this team, you know, struggling a lot on escort maps, just not really having any success at all. We'll see with their new roster if they can make this happen, but Cloud9, I mean, you can see them, they're on camera, they're happy, they're energetic. I want to see another Gods shot at the camera. Do it for me, Gods.
We need to just have a GIF made of that last time, that clip, you know? I want to see it. Tweet it at us. Time to get to Route 66 and see if C9 can close it out. Well, Wolf, I think Cloud9 gets it this match. I think they have pretty much figured out Conbox Spirit, but you know, more than anything, I just want to see some life from Conbox Spirit, right? I want to see some sort of aggression. They've just kind of been meandering their way into points and just hoping for this. That's not working.
You may get what you wish for here, as they are running the Dive, Winston, Tracer, Genji comp, this time with the Zenyatta instead of the Ana.
And I gotta say, I'm surprised. All right, and this was a beautiful play way back when Myunghoon on the Genji reflected the Zarya ult and set up that pulse bomb by Liz. One of the highlights of Apex Season 1 easily, man. That was a great play, but things not going quite as well for Conbox this time around. Going back to the composition that you mentioned, Wolf, I'm a little bit surprised, honestly, that we haven't seen them do something like this a little bit more often, because Gamsu traditionally, you know, we've heard he prefers to play the Winston. So the fact that this is kind of the first time we're seeing it is a little bit surprising.
So with the Mercy pick here from Adam too, it's a little bit less standard. They're gonna cut the Lucio out entirely. Not going to be running Symmetra here on the defense because the point kind of pushes forward. Your turrets don't get as much value. You're not necessarily going to get a good shield generator or a teleporter, depending on how well Conbox does.
Yeah.
But not doing it with a Pharaoh, just kind of looking for perhaps even the extra damage that Mercy's going to provide Mendo on the high ground going around this corner.
See, you've got the dive to get up on top of Big Earls and try to displace the defense. We'll see how well it goes.
All right, Liz here on the Tracer. We saw that highlight clip earlier, see if we can make this happen. Just kind of scouting things out for the time being. Not going to attempt to flank yet.
Here we go. There's the dive, trying to get in the back lines on the support. Mendo goes down immediately. That's a good start. Oh, hook onto Myunghoon, though. Cloud9 tying up the kills for the moment. And Liz fighting back, just trying to keep that payload going. Gamsu takes out Rib, and that was a successful attack. So I think Cloud9 got a little bit surprised there. Don't think they were expecting the dive, and you know, why would they? They haven't seen it all. Yeah, this map.
One of the reasons why one of the reasons why the Tracer is so successful here is you end up with a situation where suddenly the Genji comes in and you're focusing everything on him. You use two characters zipping around during that disruption with the commit with the Winston jumping up as well. That's when Tracer really shines. So that was good patience there by Liz to come in only at the end. Pulse Bomb nearly ready. And this push, you know, they got it around the corner quite early. They're nearly on that first point. They're going to actually wait for some ults here before they commit, it looks like. You're just trying to build this up now.
Yep. Myunghoon moving to flex, as we saw in that opening interview, but still very comfortable on the Genji, as he would normally be. Oh, there's a hook, though, and that's not comfortable for anybody. Twilight did kill Rib, though, so Cloud9 without their Reinhardt at the moment. Mendo having to fend off the Diva, and here comes Gamsu with that Primal Rage. Looking for the kill now onto Twilight. Twilight did pop the Transcendence. It's over now. Conbox still pushing forward. There's the self-destruct. No kills from that. Gamsu does take out Wolf, and Liz manages to pick one out too. So God's very low after that Olhog, and he is not going to survive. Looks like Conbox may be able to finish off point A here.
I like Adam switching to the Lucio here. They're going to be able to get back into position faster with the sound boost, the speed boost. And, we saw him trying to boost Mendo there. Mendo didn't actually get to pair that with his tack visor, unfortunately. But I like the switch here. I think it's better suited for a Lucio right now. But I like the creativity, and it nearly worked for them.
I mean, Adam has a long history way back when in Overwatch of playing a ton of Mercy. You know, it's kind of what he was known for at first. And so it was cool to see them try it, and you can kind of run that once in a while if you're very confident in your fighting ability, which why wouldn't they be? But it didn't work out. Meanwhile, Surefour with the Graviton Surge. Oh, never mind. That was a big bang coming in from Conbox, and they're going to keep this payload moving, it looks like.
Yeah, could have even potentially be a bit of a reflect there. Didn't quite catch it, but it didn't look like it was very effective. It got stuck there, got taken out, and Conbox is looking really strong on this Escort map despite their previous history. It's been a great start for them. Let's watch this again. This is actually a reflect.
Oh, you're right. It was another one. Well,
it's hard to see these, right? Yeah, there's a perfect reflect right there.
Yeah. Well,
and then he gets his own. He gets the perfect Graviton Surge into the Dragon Blade without even having Zarya on his team.
No, we didn't have Genji's view the first time around, but that was a good one. And that's the second time now that Conbox has done that. Roll finally gets a bit of revenge onto Myunghoon there.
Ooh, Surefour getting taken out there. Nearly got the pick onto Liz beforehand, though. It's incredible accuracy there on these hit scans he's playing. Yeah. Mendo with the Pulse Bomb here looking for a pick. But this is a strong push. I mean, Cloud9 needs to regroup here as they're all kind of trickling in piece by piece. As Mendo here does alone, looking for that Pulse Bomb, dies. It's going to be potentially just a quick second cap here.
A little bit of desperation, actually, coming in from Cloud9, and that results in some split spawns of their players. And now they have to set up the defense at the final point. So this is the most success that Conbox has had since the first map of the match. Uh-oh.
Pulse Bomb here, not going to find any kills.
They'll live. Conbox has a good amount of ults here as they push forward.
Cloud9 has their own Pulse Bomb. They have Pole Hog. They're about to have Nano Boost. God's getting some good hooks here. Unfortunately, though, not able to get the picks, not able to get the kills, even with the heal deny there.
Yeah, but this last part of Route 66 is really hard to finish. So if they're going to hold anywhere, it's going to be here. Myunghoon's got that Dragon Blade ready to go. Sets up the Reflect. Twilight with the kill on the Rib. Myunghoon turning around, getting into the backlines, being very annoying to Cloud9 right now.
They didn't pair the Nano Boost with the Dragon Blade, but they can pair it with a Sound Barrier going forward here. they're going to have to wait and set up for that, as Rib nearly has that important Earth Shatter. Forgot the name there for a moment. Yep. They have a lot of ults. I mean, Conbox could try to wipe and then nearly finish with a good pairing of this. They have Sleepy Bear's self-destruct to help zone instead of everything else they're going for. And here it comes, sending it in right away. No picks, but this is the opportunity they have, pushing everyone away.
A sound barrier for Cloud9 as they try to stay alive and push back Spirit, and it looks like it's going to work out. 2 kills already. Gamsu maybe not going to last too much longer on that Reinhardt. Gets healed up. There's a pulse bomb. There's the kill on the Gamsu. Mendo finally finds one. A hook on the Sleepy Bear. Meanwhile, they're going to pop him out of the mech. And Cloud9 holding strong.
This is great for Cloud9. So many ults used for Conbox for very little gain.
Yeah.
Good defensive engage. Z-Bear going to go ahead and switch here to get his mech back. Actually going to commit to the Zarya, in fact.
All right.
Oh, they're going to switch heroes off there. Okay. So Z-Bear now into the Zarya. Myung-Hoon taking up his D.Va, and he has historically been the D.Va player for Conbox, so this makes sense in this series there, that is to say. Pushing forward now here. Gods looking for another hook. He's been really on point on this map on the defense. Wait for the time being. And this is not gaining any ground here. The momentum we saw from Conbox at the beginning is so difficult to maintain here, as you mentioned. Here's a self-destruct coming out.
Yeah, does he get anybody? Not quite. Only 1 minute remaining now for T6, and Mendo takes out Myung-Hoon. Didn't get back into the mech after he used the ultimate. And Ol Hog just continuing to give Cloud9 a little bit more breathing room here.
48 seconds to go.
Yep.
And really all they've got to use right now is the sound barrier. And they're not going to be able to pair that with a Genji, for example. Liz has had these crazy moments, though, on the Reaper where he gets the Blossom right afterwards from a few kills paired with that sound barrier. So we'll see if he looks for that.
Yeah, big push coming in from Conbox Spirit right now. At least it looks like it with that sound barrier. They're moving onto the payload. Mendo looking for a target. Oh, he manages to find Twilight. Nice pick there with the Pulse Bomb. And again, Conbox, without that Ana, is going to be in big trouble.
Good denial here on Liz's positioning as well. He's not going to be able to get the Death Blossom off right now. He does get it, as I mentioned, but not able to use it yet.
And they just don't have the sustain without the Ana to push hard. Cloud9 can give a little bit of ground, and there's only a couple seconds left. Taking the payload the rest of the way is going to be very tough.
All right, they've got a lot of ults now. They have the Earth Shatter. They do have the Beyblade potential here as well with the Nano Boost and this Death Blossom. They're going to try to go for it, but he gets hooked!
The hook!
Denied!
Not working out at all. Gods with a crucial pick there.
That was exactly what they were looking for. They were looking for that Beyblade. Got denied. We see the self-destruct come out here. This push continues, though.
Yeah, the payload's still moving. Somebody's got to get there. Rib hits the Earth Shatter, but doesn't really connect with anyone. There's a sound barrier for Cloud9. Suddenly, this has gotten a little bit closer than I think they would have liked. Sleepy Bear on top of the payload now. There's a Graviton Surge. Can they win the fight? If they can get a big set of kills here, they can maybe get the payload there, but no, the respawn's coming in. Gods is back. Big Earth Shatter comes from Gamsu, though. Gods down once again. Couple evasive members.
Oh, Surefour delaying
Conbox.
So well with that D.Va there.
Oh, this payload, though. Mendo still staying alive for the moment. Here comes Adam. Everybody's back now. And what a brawl at the very end of this offensive round for Conbox Spirit.
The longer this goes on, the better it is for
Rip.
Cloud9, though, as they get their respawns. But Conbox is actually trading really well. Denial here by Gods using that ice block. Here comes in the Winston. They're actually trying to force this. They keep getting consistent kills.
They're doing everything they can right now. Twilight even on the Genji. Things have gone completely insane. And they get it! What a reflect! And that is enough. How in the world did Spirit finish that round?
Conbox with a strong finishing push there. And need I remind everyone, that was with Surefour getting 2 kills off of his self-destruct before this happened. They were still able to buy enough time on the overtime to get a 6-man together.
Wow.
Also, Death Blossom, Beyblade denied by Gods, and still they made it work. Very impressive synergy there. And that's got to be a good feeling right now for Conbox, because they were looking down and out. They were looking like they lost all their momentum. And even though winning that on overtime has got to make them feel really good.
No kidding. It's a big morale booster at a time where Conbox Spirit could really use it. And now Cloud9 has got to finish a really tough map to finish offensively if they want to tie and put us into time bank.
All right, let's take a look at these comps. Looks like Conbox is just going to stick with really the standard Korea soloed soldier DPS. And Cloud9 is going to also do their variation of the dive without the Winston, assuming they don't change this.
Yeah, well, it works a little bit different too because you can get the Genji and the Tracer into the back lines around the flanks while you kind of safely push the payload ahead with Reinhardt and that shield. So we'll see how well Gods and Mendo do with their job of flanking. But what a turnaround, though.
Oh, I mean, that was a treat to watch.
Yeah.
And on both sides, honestly. Surefour's delay tactics there with the Diva actually gave Cloud9 another opportunity to defend, which is why that became so amazing and epic there. Dodging so many shots. You saw that one clip of him just zipping around with little to no health left. As Operachi is showing us just how good of a Lucio player he is going high up on that wall.
Yep, just hang out there as long as he wants. Well, until he gets sniped anyway, so probably good to come down now.
Time to come down, I'd say.
Yeah, I'd say so. All right, here we go. Cloud9 on the offense. Big Earl's, of course, the setup for Conbox T6. Everybody on top of there. Gods comes in from the side. A little bit more damage. Nice dash through everyone.
Yeah,
and just to avoid the hook, too.
Yeah, pick up some of that heal, or rather, excuse me, the ult, I should say.
Yeah. Oh, Mendo really doing a ton of damage to Sleepy Bear here. Avoids the hook, too. Biotic Grenade causing trouble, but they're going to get him, I think, with a right click in the end there. And Cloud9 going to continue to push forward. Conbox Spirit having to fall back.
Despite the pick on the Mendo, I really think he was the one that allowed this to all happen. He did so much damage.
Well,
and
while
Cloud9,
yeah.
I would just say Cloud9 is finding so much more success with this Tracer Genji combo so far.
I think you're right, man. I mean, Mendo was such a distraction that the rest of the team was able to just pick up the kills they needed.
Yeah, did so much damage and also allowed that heal deny to connect.
There we go, Sleepy Bear coming down. Oh, he's going to take a nap as he falls, though.
Literal Sleepy Bear at this moment in time.
I know, right? Sleeping Bear. Going with the kill, though, onto Rib. And
Mendo is on
Pulse
fire.
Bomb. Yeah, he is starting to look a bit unstoppable here. And
Oh,
Cloud9, man, if they keep this up, they are going to have a pretty healthy time bank, and that is a big concern for Conbox Spirit to finish their round in overtime.
You talked about the challenges of getting that third point with this much bonus time to work on off point one alone, 4 minutes plus. This is looking great for them so far. Gods already has his Dragon Blade ready. Sharp, we're going to have the Graviton Surge soon.
Yep, Wolf's got the nano boost now. Now, there we go.
There we go. Got it in there.
Yep.
And
So 99.
so right now, Conbox needs to be careful. They need to be aware of all these ults here. If they get wiped again, they might just find themselves with a crazy timing against them on the second point, heading towards the third. Surefour has that Graviton Surge now.
Oh, they're going in, and actually Gods pulls up the Dragon Blade, gets a nano boost. Oh, but he gets hooked by Sleepy Bear, who has been so good with those Roadhog hooks this game. Negating a little bit of that from Gods. They did lose him. Twilight went down as well. And Cloud9 having to scatter a little bit as Liz looks for targets here with the tactical visor. Oh, there goes Rolf. And yep, time for Cloud9 to regroup.
This will be a stop push for now. Nice pick onto Surefour. We're going to stagger those respawns a little bit better. That's actually quite important for him to get that.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. You still can't deny that this has been a strong push so
They are
far.
back, man. Wow, not enough members of Spirit around to keep the payload from starting to move again. Oh, man, be careful. Twilight was really ready for him there.
Twilight's with super good accuracy. I like Twilight and Sleepy Bear impressing me the most today on the side of Conbox with their accuracy and also just their target of choice, especially for Sleepy Bear. Every time there's an ult used on someone, he denies it.
Oh, Earth Shatter, that grabs a lot of people. Where's the follow-up? They've got the Sunbearer to keep him up, and Cloud9 tearing apart Conbox here.
You know who's the saddest person right now is Adam. He knows he didn't actually need to use that sound barrier. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
I wish I didn't pop it.
Yeah, they could have really used it for this point, actually, but I don't think they knew they were going to catch that many people with the Earth
They
Shatter.
can't be too upset with how that went, though, I have to say. 3 minutes and 40 for this final push now.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Pretty solid.
On board with Gods as Cloud9 gets ready for this final push.
All right, right now, Conbox needs to regroup and group up as 6. Losing a lot of the Reinhardt shields already is Gamsu.
You know, ever since the control map, I just haven't seen Liz getting enough done on this Soldier 76 yet. He's pretty persistent with it, though.
Yeah, not going to switch the Reaper this time.
Yeah. For working that Reinhardt shield. Mendo looking for that good pulse bomb angle.
We could see a big bang attempt here as well with the pulse bomb available.
Certainly could.
Oh, this is the opportunity. There they go for it.
Yeah,
and
there's a
will
big
they get
bang.
it?
Oh, Sound Barrier negated a lot of that damage.
Still, Rib gets 2. Sherpa gets the
yeah.
3rd.
That's
exactly what they were looking for. Kind of predictable, but Conbox just wasn't ready, and they got, just destroyed, annihilated.
Yeah.
And now 2 minutes and 40 on the clock. They might just be able to seal us out with 2 minutes plus left on the clock.
Liz somehow escaped all that. He's got to be a hero here if they're going to stop it. Cloud9 has so much time in the time bank. Ooh, they've got the Earth Shatter ready to go, and they're going to use it. Conbox in trouble again. They do drop the Graviton Surge, and that prevents a few of them from dying, but not really a ton. Actually, they're fighting back here. Gamsu's still up. But with a Reinhardt and a Lucio, they need a bit more than that. Here comes Sleepy Bear now. Just giving Cloud9 a little bit of time to regroup, too.
Surefour is about to have another Graviton Surge, mind you, and he's got a lot of energy still, 54.
They are so close. He's got to get out of there. He doesn't want to die and get split up from the rest of his team.
They have another Pulse Bomb here in just a second, too, so we might see this once again, the repeat. Here we go, Surefour coming in.
Yeah.
Looking for the positioning here, and he's just going to go right into the backside here.
There
There's the Pulse Bomb. Oh!
And
2 for 2.
I would say that worked out pretty well.
And
Kills coming in, and Cloud9, we'll see if they can finish it. Yep, that should be enough. Sound Barrier in celebration, and Cloud9 has about, what, a minute 30, I think, or so left on the time bank.
So much more efficient there. Too easy to execute big bangs there. The first one right in the open, you see a Zarya charge. Everyone's kind of grouped up, clumped up, no one to block. Seems predictable, yet Conbox didn't split. They weren't prepared. They were not able to zone the Zarya out or the Tracer because I think almost every person was caught there. The second one is just the save.
On that point, it is hard to spread out. It's just a very narrow corridor, so it's just kind of a prime location for that Graviton Surge to catch a lot of people.
I think everybody knows this. Surefour is known a lot of the time for his hit scan, but I think he should also be vastly respected for his hero pool. Playing the hit scans, playing the Zarya, switching over some great Graviton Surges. And
Cloud9 is a team with a lot of versatility in their hero selection.
That last point, I'm sold. I feel like this is just their map to win. And Conbox is really going to have to turn up. It looks like they want to run the exact same comp on the attack here as they had last time, with only a minute to run it. They really need to get the picks they were not able to get in the last attack.
Yep.
They need to have a run like Mendo did when Cloud9 ran a similar comp just earlier. They basically need to repeat that performance. If they can't do it, this looks like Cloud9's map.
Yep, so Conbox Spirit with 1 minute added to the time bank because they did finish their round in overtime. Cloud9 added a minute to theirs as well, so they're going to be up to 2:38 on their round. And we will see how far Conbox can push this. Here we go.
Okay, Winston jumping in already. Myunghoon looking for this. His heal denied here and hooked, and that is a tough problem here for them to deal with. See, Liz does get 1 kill here, but he's not able to get to the backlines as he'd like to, as Mendo survives here.
And Mendo on the Soldier 76 this time. Just trying to stay as sturdy as they can on top of Big Earls.
And they look pretty sturdy so far as Winston drops low and gets hooked. That probably won't happen on the new patch, but today
really got him.
still a good hook, yeah.
Well, they were ready for the dive this time, and in a way they really weren't the first time Conbox had offense. And look at this, down to 6 seconds already, nearly into overtime. Transcendence used by Conbox, but they need to get back on that payload, man.
Okay,
and
overtime here.
Yep. We'll see if they can push it. But remember, you don't get more time, even if you do take point A. Mendo with the tack visor, got the nano boost, looking for a lot, gets a lot. Primal Rage used by Gamsu, though.
Mendo dodges his D-Bolt, which is super important.
Oh, so close. They managed to start the overtime bar again, but it's dying so fast. C9, Graviton Surge used, and that should be it. They can't get back to it. So really, not a bad place for Cloud9 to push to on their offensive round. They've got 2:30 to take it about, what, like
80 meters?
4/5 of the way to the end of point A. Got to be feeling pretty confident about closing this one out 3-1 at this point.
82 to that first point is what Conbox got. Cloud9 has a larger time pool. I also feel like they run the same comp without Winston much better. And I'm really worried for Conbox. Conbox did already encounter this once. They can set up better, they can defend this better if Cloud9 runs the same comp. And just looking at what we're seeing already from Cloud9 on the attack, I mean, they could change this, but from what they've already shown here before we spawn, I think they're going to run the exact same.
Well, they really didn't seem to have any trouble with Point A specifically last round. So
Right.
if I were Conbox, I would be pretty concerned at this point.
This is it. If they do not prevent, Cloud9 from getting to that push point, it's all over. 78.58 meters. If they get that, it's over, and this match will go in favor of Cloud9.
You know, I feel like Conbox certainly seems to have some talent. And we did see that come out on the control map. We saw some mechanical talent, certainly. But it seems like when it comes to the escort maps, the assault maps, that kind of thing, they lack confidence. You know, however the shot calling is being done on that team, people aren't telling people to hit the go button, you know?
I think that's well said, actually. It's just there's something missing. There's one hole, and it's a small hole, but it looks huge. With how things have been going here, God's going to try to sneak around the backside to set up that disruption for Mendo to come in. Just going to poke for the time being. Actually, nearly gets the kill there onto Liz, hurting him quite badly.
Oh, Conbox just diving in right away. God's getting Liz very low, and there's the kill, and this is not going well for Conbox already. That's a pretty distinctively won team fight by Cloud9 right off the bat.
Oh, and they have so much time left. 2 minutes to go.
Well, Conbox didn't really utilize the defensive positioning on top of the building there. They just jumped down, tried to fight it right away because the payload didn't need to move very far, but it really cost them.
Yeah, it feels like they were really concerned that they weren't going to be able to defend that point, and just decided to give it up right away. Big Earl's so important here. And Liz trying to do what he can here. Mendo's already on top of him.
Yeah, that's right. Puts the heels down. Oh, and there's a kill for Sleepy Bear. So that is one. Meanwhile, Gods picks up another with Genji. Kamsu flailing away, but I think the Conbox is in big trouble. The payload's almost there, man.
This is just
What can you
Ultra
say?
Road, it looks like. Way too easy here for Cloud9. One big Earthshatter tried to stop this, but 2 kills already here.
Well,
Riv
Sureforce
is nanoed.
Sureforce stopped Myunghoon from being able to get back in the Diva suit, too, and that is it. Cloud9 will win this match 3-1, and I got to say, overall, in pretty dominant fashion.
We predicted this score as well going into this. We knew they were the favorites. They had a rocky start on the capture point, but they just went, slamming in 1, 2, 3 on the next 3 points, especially their performance on Hanamura, but they just looked to be the better team. They played a similar style, especially on Route 66, but they played the dive better.
Yeah. I think Cloud9 is looking like a team that's just much more sure of themselves, much more sure of their abilities, much more willing to do, like I said, hit that go button and move in on a point. We saw a little bit of that from Conbox Spirit at the end on Route 66 on their first offensive round. They were aggressive, and it worked great. They maybe did catch Cloud9 off guard a little bit, but they had the sort of initiative there, and it paid off well. So hopefully we see more of that kind of play from them in the future, and I think they can maybe do a bit better.
So I also just want to give major props to both Twilight and Sleepy Bear, 2 players that really deserve credit for the performances tonight, especially Sleepy Bear, I'd say, denying so many ults with his hooks and also really kind of almost single-handedly winning Ilios for Conbox.
I totally agree with you, man. Sleepy Bear had incredible Roadhog play. It really, really did make a big difference. And speaking of making a difference, we talked about it before the match began, but the addition of Twilight over from BK Stars on that Ana, I think, is going to do this team a lot of good once they sort of get things a little bit more together.
And I guess for me, kind of final comments on this matchup for Cloud9. We were wondering how they're going to, face up against kind of a mid-tier Apex team. They did really well. They looked dominant, and I think Gods suits the team well. He fit the slot and played very well tonight, and seems like based on what we see in our camera shots, the team synergy is really tight right now. It seems like this is a team that's ready to go and do big things.
I agree. Mendo, Surefor, Gods, all great DPS players, all great mechanical players. Very